Hey Mosaic, my name is Brian Seay, and I realize that most of you have no clue who I am, and that's okay. I'm cool with that. I used to be a Mosaic. In fact, I was pre-Mosaic. Don and I moved from Amarillo together to Austin over 5 years ago. We moved our families to plant Mosaic and to start what is now your church. And so I'm excited to be with you guys via video today. When Don asked me to do this video, I had all these grand ideas about what it would look like and where I would do it and how it'd be creative. And what it really boils down to is I have 30 minutes between meetings and I have a built-in eyesight camera, and that's what you get. So I apologize if you feel slighted in any way, but wanted to congratulate you on the building. Wanted to congratulate you on what you did to make that vision a reality. I know that there were hours upon hours upon hours of work and prayer and discussion that went into the building that you see around you right now. My biggest question, I guess, would be is, does it have air conditioning? Or did you have to move those ginormous box fans from First Baptist over to that building and then turn them off when somebody speaks because you couldn't really hear anybody? It's just a question. I don't know the answer to that. But I'm going to be in Austin in a couple of weeks, and I'm really excited about seeing the building. But it's not the first space, obviously, that Mosaic is met in. In fact, the original Mosaic space was in my tiny living room on Ashbury. And we would invite people over on Sunday nights to cast this grand vision of what the church would be. And so Don and I and our wives prepared this huge meal the very first time that we were going to meet. And we waited and we prayed, and we knew this was going to be massive. We had told people for months, hey, come to our house. This is going to be a great new church. And we waited. And we waited. And we waited some more until headlights turned into the driveway and Sabrina Chan pulled up, and she was the only person that came to the very first meeting of Mosaic. Needless to say, we had a ton of taco salad left over that night, but that was the first space. And then moving to First Baptist, and then out of First Baptist because it was too hot, and back into First Baptist, and over again. So needless to say, congratulations on this building and what it is and what it can be. However, with every congratulations on a building, there is a warning. There's a warning because if you drive down the street in Austin, or from wherever you're from, or if you drive down my street, you're going to see churches that are rotting, that aren't active, that aren't being the church, because what they saw was a building. And so the warning is this, that don't become that church that focuses so much on the building that you lose the idea that you are the church. In fact, there's a church in what used to be a church in downtown Nashville here in Tennessee that was a great church. It was vibrant at one point, and then over the years became irrelevant. Not in the sense that it became any less cool than it was at one point, although it may have, but it became less relevant because it stopped being the church. And now a building that still looks like the structure of a church is now a strip club. Just down the street from my house was the very first church in our city. And what it is now is really just chipped wood, chipped paint, and a bunch of weeds. But it's not the church. Because somewhere along the line, somebody thought that the building was the church. And we know, and you know, I know deep in your heart that that's not the case. But my challenge, my warning is, now that you have this space, continue to be the church. Continue to be the people of God doing God's work in Austin and bringing them back to this space to manifest itself in that space. And so that's my challenge to you. When Don and I sat down before Mosaic was ever a reality in our offices in the panhandle of Texas, we had to write papers after papers about what we thought the church would be. And over and over again, we would write, the church is not the building. The people are the church. When the church becomes somewhere that you go to, when we go to church, then we've lost the reality of the church. Instead, we're to be the church. So Mosaic, be the church. Enjoy your building. Be proud of what you've done, but realize that the building is not the end result. Go down the street on Airport Boulevard, and one of my favorite places while we were there, go to that snow cone stand at Airport Boulevard in 2222, and walk up, and you'll see a sign that designates that place as a snow cone stand. But what happens if they never open the window and never grab the ice and never pour the syrup onto the ice and exchange money with you, and you walk away a happy customer because now you have a snow cone? What if they never opened up that place? It would just be a useless building that designated itself as a snow cone stand. The sad reality is that that's the state of the church in most places, that we designate a place as the church, but we're not being the church. We're not sliding open that window and doing what we're called to do as the church. So know that the building is not Mosaic. However, how you use that building will forever define Mosaic. So use that building to live out the gospel in Austin. When somebody is hungry, take them back to that building to feed them. When somebody is thirsty, take them there for a drink. When somebody needs clothes, let that be the place that you can go with them to show them Jesus has hands and feet. And in the true spirit of Austin, when somebody needs really good live music, make it available there. So Mosaic, I'm proud of you. I know Don is proud of you, and Seth is proud of you, and the leadership of Mosaic is proud of you. And while I don't know 95% of you sitting in those seats tonight, know that I'm proud that what we wrote on paper 6 years ago is becoming a reality because of your vision and your prayers and your faithfulness. Thank you for living that out. God bless.